Welcome back to Mealstounalivefor. I'm Jody Breton, and this is where food and memory meet, and not everything stays in the past. Let's get into it. Today, we're making rye bread with honey butter. What if your body stopped listening to you? What if one day you started to move, not because you wanted to, but because something inside you wouldn't let you stop? No music, no reason, no escape. This is the story of the dancing plague of 1518. It began in that summer in the city of Strasbourg. At that time, Strasbourg was part of the Holy Roman Empire, a place already struggling. Famine, disease, extreme stress, life was hard, and people were already on edge. Then one day, a woman stepped into the street. Her name was Frau Tophia, and she began to dance. Not gracefully, not joyfully, but compulsively. She twisted, stomped, spun for hours. At first, people thought nothing of it. Maybe she was celebrating. Maybe she had lost her mind. But she didn't stop. Not that day, not the next. She danced for nearly a week, and then others joined her. One by one, people began to dance. Dozens of them, then hundreds, men, women, strangers, all moving uncontrollably through the streets. And here's the part that makes it so unsettling. They couldn't stop. Witnesses reported people dancing until their feet bled, until their bodies collapsed, until they quite literally danced themselves to death. Heart attacks, exhaustion, strokes, all caused by movement they didn't choose. Now, you might think the authorities would try to stop it, but they didn't. In fact, they made it worse. Because the local leaders believed this was caused by hot blood, a condition that needed to be released. So, what did they do? They built a stage and hired musicians, encouraging the dancers to keep going. Imagine that. You're already unable to stop moving, and now there's music, a crowd, an audience, feeling the very thing that's destroying you. Eventually, the situation became impossible to ignore. So, the authorities changed their approach. They banned music, they removed the stage, and they began sending the afflicted to a nearby shrine, specifically a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, because many believed this wasn't medical, it was spiritual. A curse, a punishment, something divine, or something far worse. At the shrine, the dancers were given red shoes. Holy rituals were performed. Prayers were said, and slowly the dancing began to stop. But the question remained, what caused it? Even today, no one knows for sure. Some believe it was ergot poisoning, a toxic mold found in rye bread that can cause hallucinations and convulsions. Others think it was mass hysteria, a psychological response to extreme stress, fear, and hardship, a kind of collective breakdown. But neither explanation fully fits, because ergot poisoning doesn't usually last for days. In mass hysteria, it doesn't usually kill, not like this. So, what happened in Strasbourg? Why did hundreds of people suddenly lose control of their own bodies? And why did it spread? Because that's the part that lingers. This wasn't one person, it was a crowd, a shared experience, like something invisible, passing from one person to the next. And maybe that's what makes this story so unsettling, because it suggests something terrifying, that under the right conditions, the human mind and body can be pushed to a breaking point, where reality blurs, control slips, and something else takes over. Today, Strasbourg is a beautiful city. Tourists walk the same streets, eat at cafes, take photos, but in 1518, those streets were filled with something else: movement without meaning, bodies pushed beyond their limits, and a question that still hasn't been answered. What makes someone lose control of themselves? And more importantly, could it happen again?